Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Xander Wolf Gaming Production. I am your host, Xander the Wolves, and you're probably wondering, what the hell is this going on right now? This is louder than you are, and you're normally loud, and I gotta turn this shit down. Well, let me tell you, I'm just out of vacation, and I'm loving it. So, who was gonna tell me that they dropped the skill trees while I was away? What the hell? I'm seeing news articles come out. I'm seeing people posting out the gameplay trailers and all this other stuff. Like, there is news dropping, and I'm sitting here enjoying a nice martini on the beach. It's really funny because I wasn't on the beach. I didn't have a martini. It was a beer. I was sitting in a cold room, all alone, in the dark, writing scripts. Manager, please let me leave. Let me have an actual vacation. Let me enjoy myself. Anyways, getting back to the point of this, we're here today to talk about these skill trees because I am so excited about this. I'm always excited, let me tell you. So we're going to strike right into the action. We're going to start with the Spore Warden. Now, a lot of you are out there like, Alex, you keep talking about the Spore Warden. We get it. You like mushrooms, and I'd make a magic joke right here, but let's be honest here. Mike isn't in the room. Jokes. We're gonna start with Spore Warden because I want to, because I have to. I don't have to, but I want to. This is the class I'm probably gonna pick, unless y'all want to stop me. Comment down below. And the other nice thing is I have found a skill tree calculator because somebody on the internet, shout outs down below, decided to make one from scratch, and I love it. Thank you so much because the community is beautiful. You guys are amazing. You're all bruisers, you're all badasses, and you're all fantastic. I love it. Don't ever stop. So, going straight into the actual meat of the subject, right? We got over here, you're gonna see a whole lot of little things, but we got over here the skill tree going on. Going over the class feature first. The Mushroom Companion. The Fate Maker is accompanied by a Mushroom Companion. No surprise there, we all knew that was coming. That targets nearby enemies and deals poison damage. Also, not a surprise there, we figured it. It's a mushroom. Pinging an enemy will cause your Mushroom Companion to lunge towards them, something we didn't know and I personally love. Any increase to the Fate Maker's damage is also applied to their companions. Let me tell you, all companions are like that. That last little bit, any increase to damage also applies to companions. Now, they don't state what damage the Fate Maker increases to increase for the companions. It could be all damage, it could be ability damage. It's definitely not specifically gun damage, and it's definitely not specifically spell damage. However, because they're so vague with the terminology there, I would like to think that any kind of damage is going to increase companion damage, which is going to make a companion playthrough that much better. However, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're right here on the Spore Warden. The first action skill here is Barrage. Barrage, as we saw in the actual trailer itself, is a bow of ethereal form. It's beautiful. Can't wait to get my hands on it. The Fate Maker summons an ethereal bow, firing 7 arrows that deal ability damage on impact. Arrows ricochet twice between nearby enemies. Barrage has multiple charges, increasing the gun damage applied to damage dealt by Barrage. Interesting. So, what that's telling me is that Barrage is beautiful and is going to be very gun damage based, which there is a build later on that I've been toying with in my spare time to make some seriously dangerous gun damage, and we're going to see some really good stuff coming out of this, right? The second action skill is called Blizzard. The Fate Maker creates 3 frost cyclones for a duration that seeks out nearby enemies, dealing frost ability damage over time. Very nice. So, we're going to go into the tier 1 passive skills, right? I know they're all called passive skills. I'm sorry. Tier 1, Bounty of the Hunt, 5-point max. Kill skill, action skill cooldown rate is increased for a brief duration. By increase, I assume it's your cooldown is faster. If the wording is weird to me, because in my head you'd want the action skill cooldown rate to be decreased, but no, it's the rate itself. So it's increased. Your action skill comes back faster. That's how I take that. Kindred Heart. Companion health is increased. Companion damage is increased. Now, it says companion. It does not say mushroom. So I'm thinking if you're dual companioning, you want to pay attention to skills that do companion specific stuff. Like say you're going with Grave Warden and Sporemancer, all the skills that pertain to companions, you're going to want to dip a little more into because it's going to make your buddies a little beefier. But I like that. It's a companion health and companion damage is increased, which is really nice. Then you got Eagle Eye, which is gun damage and gun handling increased. That's just a flat increase for your gun damage and handling. That's nice. You're going to switch between your guns faster. Your guns are just going to hit a little harder. So even if you didn't want to have like a kill skill, like you're working with a party, because clearly kill skills don't activate as much or proc as much when you have other people with you, because you got to share those kills. So if you don't want to go the kill skill route, you've got a companion route, which is really nice, or you've got your just flat gun damage and handling and make yourself a little viable. Moving on to tier 2, we have Affinity. Ability damage is increased. That's just straight ability damage. Boom. And again, I assume any damage you increase on is going to increase your companion's damage. So we got to keep an eye on that and see how that actually works on the back end of the numbers there. But just having a straight ability damage is really nice, especially with that bow, because if you can get that bow to cool down fast enough, you'll be shooting that off, just pop, 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 pop. Real archer right here, right now, right? Then we got Spore Cloud, which is a 1 point max. Oh, I wasn't even going into the points. So you got 5 points for a lot of these. Oh yeah, for all of them until we get to Spore Cloud here. 1 point max. Your mushroom companion will occasionally let one rip, taunting enemies and leaving a poison cloud that deals damage over time. That's fantastic. Let me tell you, watching Flak play when Borderlands 3 came out and dabbling in a little bit myself, having the ability to have your companion pull attention away from you is really nice, especially when, like, if you're playing by yourself, you need to have that kind of buffer taunt kind of thing. So this way you can focus on getting a lot of damage. That's the Spore Warden is all about making sure there's distance between you and your enemy and that you're moving. You'll see it in the later stats down the road, but movement is important with Spore Warden, including making sure that you have the distance to not let anyone hit you. Spore Warden doesn't do anything for melee. He's not a melee person. You pull back, get your damage. That's it. Next skill, Bullseye. Gun critical hit chance is increased. Companion critical hit chance is also increased. So you're just increasing your critical hit chance, which just when it says here is hit chance, what it means is hit box. So the hit box is going to increase in size for most of your enemies. So when you get those hit markers, because it's all about aiming in this game. This isn't like you're going to hit the shoulder and all of a sudden, oh my god, crit. No, it's you're aiming at the face. The tiny face, big face, little glowing spots on the side of the body. No, those hitboxes get bigger, you're more likely to hit them, which is going to also be important because there's a lot of crit possibility with the Spore Warden. Also gonna play into some mix and matching for a later video that I'm making. Trust me, I'm gonna make a top 4 multi-class options, and obviously Spore Warden's one of them because I have a favorite. Shh, don't tell the others. Moving on to tier 3, we've got Quiver of Holding. Magazine size is increased. The Fate Maker's currently equipped weapon regenerates ammo over time. Now let me tell you, I love me some good life leech, right? It's one of my favorite stats, one of my favorite things. However, I ran Fire Hose Moes in Borderlands 3. I don't like paying for ammo because I'm a stingy little bastard, right? I used to regenerate so much ammo that Marcus used to pay me for the extra. I like when I don't have to buy ammo or reload. So Quiver of Holding, you got my vote. I love that. Next up in tier 3, we got Medicinal Mushroom. No references there. While the Fate Maker is in Save Your Soul, their mushroom companion will attempt to revive them. If it does, you and your companion gain increased damage dealt for a duration. It doesn't say a short duration and doesn't say a long duration. Those are key words because you will see some skills have short and long durations. This is just for a duration, which means it's not too long, too short. It's a good amount. So if you're playing solo and you're focusing on it's you and your mushroom, right? Medicinal Mushroom is probably going to be one of your nicer skills to have when you're playing solo. It's this way you've got a companion who will always try to pick you up, and it's going to help you hit a little harder when he does. Or if you are playing with a group of people, just tell them, hey, my mushroom's got it. We're good. All right. Focus on shooting them. Keep that DPS up. Right? Going on, we have Windrunner. 3-point maximum. Kill skill. Increased movement speed and fire rate for a duration. This effect can stack. It does not have a maximum stack, which is nice. It is still a kill skill. So if you happen to need to kill somebody, especially when you're, if you're focusing on a build that revolves around getting kills, you want to save that for your solo build. However, there is for multi-class and options over in Graveborn. You'll see it in that video when that comes out. Their Capstone activates kill skills for the Fate Maker whenever they get cast a spell. That's huge. So keeping an eye on these kill skills is really nice too. If you know for a fact you're gonna be dabbling in Graveborn later on, or if you start with Graveborn. So anyways, kill skill, increased movement speed and fire rate. See what I was saying? Movement speed, fire rate, that's gonna be really nice. Moving on, going to tier 4, not spoiling anything yet. Thrill of the Hunt. Gun critical hits grant increased companion damage for a duration. This effect can stack up to 10 times. That, if you're building companions, is a necessary skill. Because we going back with increased critical chance for both companions and for guns, you are most likely going to get your crits very frequently. You stack that up to 10 times, your companion's probably hitting as hard as you are. And I don't know about you, but I would like, on at least my solo runs, I would like my companion to hit pretty freaking hard. Next up, we've got Called Shot. While aiming down the sights, the Fate Maker gains an ever-increasing amount of increased gun damage and damage reduction. Now, we don't have any numbers on this, and it doesn't say that it caps out. So I'm wondering, it's not going to be infinite damage. No way. But that's pretty nice, and I like that. So if you can keep your sights up, keep your distance going, you can get some good gun damage and damage reduction out of it. Moving on to tier 5, we've got Wrath of Nature. Whenever the Fate Maker deals ability damage to an enemy, the affected enemy takes increased damage from all sources for a duration. Again, it says for a duration. Not gonna be short, not gonna be long. When we get back to talking about like getting your action skill to fire off rapidly, just getting those arrows out into the air and hitting enemies with it, they're gonna take increased damage from all sources. You combine that with the fact that you're critting frequently, you can pump out some serious damage as a Spore Warden, as a solo Spore Warden. Next, going on to Headhunter, 1-point maximum. Gun damage dealt to critical hit areas is increased. Oh my god, they are building Spore Warden to be a crit monster, and that's not even counting what the Stabomancer can do. Spoilers there, there's going to be a multi-class video on that. Oh hey, imagine that. Now we're here at tier 6 with the Capstone. We've got play the angles. 1-point max, obviously Capstone. The Fate Maker's gun critical hits have a chance to ricochet, dealing reduced ability damage to nearby enemies. Ricocheted shots have a small chance to ricochet an additional time. Now, this isn't a fantastic Capstone, but it's definitely not bad. If you want to build this game's versions of Jacob's guns, where you get that long distance heavy hit, you could really do some like crowd control off a couple good headshots. You get some good crits going, you get some good damage going, and you just let all that damage stack on top of each other while you have your companion running into the crowd of them, taunting them, getting their attention, so this way you can line up your crits a little better. Just, you have a good means to be a solo player as a Spore Warden, at least to start. So you can get some good damage, you got some great companionships, and if you want to dabble into another companion group, you have the backbone to make those companions stronger and be able to stand out. I was a little worried in some previous videos that if you picked Spore Warden, that like if you went into the Graveborn, the Lich wouldn't be able to shine so much. But going over a lot of these skills, I put all that fear aside because Spore Warden itself is really good about making companions stand out as a whole. It doesn't have to be the mushroom. It could be any of them. Clawbringer's Dragon is going to do some seriously good work with Spore Warden as well. So I hope to see some really, really good multi-classing out there. And with the skill tree I'm going to put down in the description below, I want to see what some of you come up with. So please, let's start up the conversation. Hop down in the comments below. Let me know what you think about all this. We're going to be having some more videos, obviously, coming up real soon. This is the first of me coming back from my vacation, but hey, I'm going to get a lot more of these out, and I want to know what you all think about this. But until the next time, I want you bruisers and badasses to continue to stay bruising and badassing. I'm sure that works. But anyways, until the next time, bye.